Welcome back to Where Do We Go From Here? I'm your host, Kimon Kotos, and I'm joined with Pastor Tim Cross from the Living Word of God Church here in Muskegon County. And Pastor Tim, we were talking about your family and being responsible as a man. Tell us a little bit more about your ministry there and some of the things that you've learned as a minister.
Okay. Well, in terms of manhood, we have some monthly men's meetings. We do a conference at least once a year for men. I bring in nationally known speakers that come in and talk a little bit different to men. In those men's meetings, women aren't invited. We talk on a different level, and we share on a different level. We do some things, we do some things as a men's ministry, whether we're looking this year at some construction stuff to just go into the community and bless the community as men getting together. I think we were talking about sports and the military. One of the keys, and I think one of the things that young men or that men need, they need their manhood affirmed, and women can't do that. They need another man to say, "Man, you just acted like a man." That's what a man does. And sometimes you got to be around some men, see what it's like. Someone pat you on the back and say, "Man, you did good.
I believe in you."
Some men just need to hear that. I believe in you, and we believe in you, man. You're man. Come on, and sometimes you need that eagle pulled out of you, and to a degree, not only where men can have permission to be men.
Right. Well, having that trust is really important.
Yes,
because not only men expected to be trustworthy, but they also have to exude that trust in their character and in their deed. And you were mentioning a little bit before about the example of that gentleman, and some of your earlier comments reminding me of the martial arts. We've had a program here pursuing the martial arts, and as someone who grew up with wrestling and football and other things, I didn't grow up with martial arts that much, but it's about understanding how to express that power, when to use it, understanding how to leverage how to do it. And I remember even something on a Hindu thing about the fifth chakra, about the up in your throat, what to say and how to say it. There's a time, and a place, and so sometimes having that presence of mind and that character becomes important, because oftentimes we think about these characteristics of strong or macho or having putting out that role, but often we're too eager to serve. And what do you want to do, honey? What do you do? And I've heard from women, it's like, well, show me, lead me, show me what you want, show me some confidence, show me some confidence that you know what you want as a man too, because I think that sometimes that gets beaten down on us because we don't know whether it's safe for us to express that.
Or how many men have had fights in the car? All right, we're going to go out to eat. We get in the car. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Sometimes
pick something.
Now think about it. When you were dating, you always knew where you were going. When I'd pick up my, before my wife was my wife, I'd take her. I knew the restaurant I was going to take her to. I led. I said, "All right, honey, I want to take you out to eat tonight," and I'd pick her up and I'd have everything arranged and I'd take her someplace. But sometimes whether it's been beaten out of us, because life does beat some things out of you, and especially. Let's talk today just in Muskegon County in terms of the unemployment rate and things like that. And there have been studies that have been done about what happens to a man, when he becomes unemployed and over long periods of time.
The uncertainty.
Yeah, and it beats some stuff out of you. So you need to be around some positive things that pull that manhood out of you. And there's a false manhood, or that false side of ego. Let me get around the guys, get drunk, and let's go down to the the strip club or something like that. That's not real manhood.
What does that really accomplish in the end?
It doesn't in the end. It makes you feel good for a moment, but then when you get done, it beats you down worse, because that's pulling out the turkey in you, not the eagle. And there are some positive ways to pull out that manhood that we need to look for that help you become that man of God, that man of integrity, that man of responsibility. That's something that makes you get up in the morning and say, "Yeah, I'm a man." I've sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, "You're a man."
Well, I imagine as a pastor, you see various examples of men in your congregation, old and young. You're going, "No, that's on the right track. What can I learn from him? What solace, what strength does that give me to come forth to my parish and say, there's something in us that we need to connect to."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I've got young men. Part of this, my passion is I look at young men. Young men struggle today with that whole image, and so I've got young men. I come up, my every other service or something, man, I'm proud of you. You know why I'm proud of you? And I said, why? It's because you're acting like a man. You know, I see good things coming out of you. Now, sometimes truth is, I don't want them to know this. Some of that, there's a Bible principle of calling those things which be not as though they were. God called Abraham a father of many nations before he ever had a child. Some of my young men, I know they're goofing off. They're doing some things that they shouldn't be. But I'm calling for that man. I believe in you. You're a man. I can, you know, and I want to pull those things out of them. And so that type of environment, and even men, as you see coming into the church, that they've had some things beat out of them, or they've not seen that example. You know, it's good to be around some men that encourage.
And sometimes they don't know whether other men will do this because there's a competitive nature out there that they've learned to kind of be on guard to not let themselves feel vulnerable, or you know, because someone will take advantage of that. Yeah. But like you said, if you call it that call to action, if you call on them and say, I know there's something good in you. I'm not only waiting to see this. I want you to show it for your own sake. Give me a chance to let go and let my horses run. You know. Yeah.
You got it in you. Come on. I mean, you know, in some cases it's patting them on the back, and other times it's, come on, grow up, get up, put your pants on, take the dress off, and let's go. But that's the way you talk to men. You know, and you got to be in an environment, you know, sometimes in some of our men's meetings, it might be, come on, get rid of the dress.
Right, and that's what a good coach will do. He'll say, come on, we got to, you know, my brother would play football a lot, and he said, here, line here was, how bad do you want to win it? Mm-hmm. You know, so you come into, you know, how convinced are you that you can do this? And so, you know, we're trying to call on men in our community to step up and participate and join in this process to make it a better place to live. So stick around, and we'll be right back.
Right, I have been pronouncing this Living Word Church.
We're going to go into segment 5 for 3, 2.
Welcome back to Where Do We Go From Here? I'm with Pastor Tim Cross from the Living Word Church in Muskegon. And Pastor Tim, we were talking about, you know, responsibility and, you know, feeling comfortable, as well as feeling reassured by your fellow man that, you know, there's something to live for. There's a purpose as a man that, you know, really makes a difference, and that should be stand up and be counted on. You know, we heard the old expression about, you know, it's not the color of your skin, but the content of your character. Yes, sir. And it's that content of character and building that role within men that it's not about what am I going to gain from you, but if we're all living up to our potential, what a better world it'll be.
Absolutely. You know, I think there's that Ed Cole I was mentioning earlier said that there's 3 roles of a man, or 3 things he's supposed to do. He's supposed to guide, he's supposed to guard, and he's supposed to protect. In the home and in life, men should be guiding things, saying this is the direction we need